Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the morning scan for January 29th, 2019. I have a few things I want to go over this morning, my current open position, and why I closed the Bitcoin short position. And from the original entry here, you can see that the Bitcoin short position was only 2,000 contracts for a 0.5% account risk. And as you can see, it wasn't my normal format like you see here. And that's because I noticed Ethereum was front-running Bitcoin, so I just wanted to quickly enter into a position and really only risk 0.5% of my account. So I did that, the price dumped, which was great, but at the same time I didn't have a specific target in mind. You can see here, I kind of just put a take profit at 3257 just to have one, just in case something happened overnight and, I wasn't able to take profit. But I went over that there, and then I realized that, Bitcoin was sitting at 3409 or something like that, 3410, which is a daily support and resistance flip, and I had plus 1.7% of my account just sitting there in unrealized profit, and I felt myself getting very, very greedy with that position, looking at take profits much further down. So I realized, I accomplished my goal for that position, and that was really just to gain a percent or two because of Ethereum front-running Bitcoin and something I noticed on such a tiny risk. So I didn't want to, push it. I took the profit and ran for the hills basically. So that's why I did that. There's really no other reason why. If it does dump from here, I really, really will not be disappointed at all that I close a position. But again, I was just feeling greedy, so when I feel like that, usually I just take profit and then reevaluate in a couple hours, which I'm doing now. And the other open position I still have is Tron, TRXH19. I moved my stop loss for that position to my entry, and I'm just letting the rest ride to my take profit too, or when I feel like I should be taking more profit. But for now, that position is totally fine. I'll go over the chart and see if I need to realize that profit right now. But as far as Bitcoin goes here, we did fall below that support and resistance flip. Now it's currently acting as resistance. And really, if you take a look at the 4-hour chart, there's no support until around 3257 or something like that, 3260. Look, you can just see on the 4-hour. Of course, it'll temporarily stall around here, which is what it's doing now, right here. But that support and resistance is pretty powerful. I can go and show you how I got it on the daily, but you can see it's working out perfectly. It's now getting resistance, or it's now finding resistance at that support and resistance. And you may be asking yourself, okay, is it time to short? And I really don't believe that it's time to short here. To open a fresh short, I would much rather wait for, for price to pop up to maybe low 3500s. And then look for another short. But for now, it just seems like it's just not worth it because this is still technically support, even though it looks pretty bad. This is still technically support, right? So if I didn't, I meant to say this is also not the place for a long either. It's still pretty neutral, even though it looks, of course, pretty bearish. I'm still leaning neutral, and it's not the time to open any fresh positions. I don't think. I'd much rather long at 3260 or somewhere around there. I'm sure we'll get some sort of temporary bounce there, or short at low 3500s. But until then, I probably won't rush into any position right now. But Ethereum, same deal. I'm not rushing into anything until I see Bitcoin choose a direction, but these are just some areas of interest I have on the Ethereum chart. You can see I have this block highlighted around 108, which would be a very nice short entry, but even higher would, of course, be ideal. But 108 is something that I'm going for. If it works out, great. If not, and it does dump from here, then oh well. That's something I'm looking for as well. Ethereum is fairly neutral as well, kind of stuck in between two different blocks here. The risk to reward too long isn't worth it, nor is it worth it too short, at least in my opinion. But if we do pop up, again, I'm watching that 108 level, and if we do dump, I'm really watching the 97 to 98 level. Okay, and this is just my intraday chart. Nothing really going on here. I marked out the daily open, weekly open, of course, and a possible rejection area, which is the 3450 to 34.80, which I think is actually pretty low. I think it'll go up to around 3,500, like I mentioned from the 4-hour chart. I'm actually going to delete that. I don't think that's going to be accurate. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be accurate. Let's go to the daily. Okay, perfect. The daily, also, same deal. Increased selling pressure directly into support is not bullish. Of course, also the 2 days of little to no upper wicks after taking the highs of I don't know, what was this, 5 days of consolidation. So it took the highs, no upper wick, and then another day of possibly no upper wick, which is very bearish in my opinion, although a lot of people are taking long positions for some reason, but hey, that's just up to them, I guess. So everything looks okay here. Again, this is like the absolute last line of defense until 32.60s, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens today. I don't want to rush into any positions. I closed some really nice trades already. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. So I really don't want to push it. I don't want to rush into anything else. So that's why I'm staying patient and waiting for a setup that I like. And here's Ethereum on the daily, and you can see that 108 level would really be a good short. 111, of course, would be a nice short as well, but 108 right here is 108. This is my short area, 108 to 111. That's my most ideal short scenario. You can see 108 here acted as support candle bodies, and you have the top of the bodies. Top, bottom, look at all of that. So I think this will be a good short position if I ever get the chance to short there. I will not be setting blind asks there though. I want to see the reaction at it first, which you can see it kind of got rejected, but I do want to see the reaction around 108 before I make my decision, because placing a stop loss will be kind of difficult. Let's say I entered right at 108. I really don't see a clear stop right now, in my opinion. I can take these wicks here, but that's not really helpful. This is just a high traffic area. There's no blocks or anything like that, so nothing that could help me choose a stop loss, which is why I want to wait for the initial reaction, see the rejection area, and then take it from there. That's really it for today. Oh yeah, let me go through Tron, make sure I don't have to close Tron. Where's my Tron? What? Okay, that's annoying. I don't know where the ticker went for Tron. Oh well. Tron is bouncing a bit off of the equilibrium. I'm very, very happy I took 75% of my positions profits at take profit 1, because as you can see, it bounced, took all of these lows here, and it bounced perfectly off the equilibrium and this block here. Again, I don't really want to overthink this position. I'm just going to let it roll. And if I get stopped out of my entry, then I already realized plus 2.7% of my account balance. So it is what it is. But I do see some possible areas of rejection here where it's getting rejected right now. Just because, yeah, right here. This looks like a decent support and resistance flip, but it's not decent enough to add to my short position. I'll be adding to my short position after blue breaks down and is retested as resistance. But here, it would make sense if Tron gets rejected here, and if it blasts through to the entry, then, oh well, it is what it is. Let's see. I can't believe I lost all the tickers. That's really annoying. LTCH19. Sorry for this. I really don't know how that happened. Ooh, Litecoin. I'm really torn on what I want to do with Litecoin. If it establishes red as support, ideally what I would want to do is long it until there, but that's putting a lot of faith in Bitcoin. And my concern is when something on BitMEX dumps, let's say if Bitcoin starts dumping, the majority of BitMEX follows suit. So sure, Litecoin may look decent, but you can get some ridiculous wick like this just because of Bitcoin. So a wick like that, a wick like that. I mean, Yeah, that's what I'm trying to avoid because trading alts on BitMEX is kind of scary because of all the slippage, and the books are just so illiquid, so it's very frustrating trading alts on BitMEX. I really only take the positions if I see a very clear setup because I don't want to risk that capital. BCH is one that was interesting to me. We tap the daily block here, or a 4-hour block here, so it makes sense that we're bouncing here. I would love to short somewhere up here at 340. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but that's the most clear support and resistance flip I can see. We would also be retesting the initial breakdown point, so that's something that's interesting to me as well. May take a short there. I'll set an alert for that and see what happens. If it goes off, I'll reevaluate and see what's going on with Bitcoin Cash. And I really think that's everything. Let me make sure I'm not missing Ethereum, Litecoin. Cardano dumped, but I'm really not interested in trading ADA, EOS, or Ripple. At this point, at least, I feel like I'm already tracking enough charts. I don't want to look at too many and confuse myself, but EOS is something I absolutely do not want to trade. I could take a look at ADA, I guess. I don't want to leave profit on the table just because I don't want to check a chart. Okay, nice. It bounced almost off the equilibrium. I mean, maybe if I wanted to short here at the range high, that would actually be a good short. Look at that. I'm glad I checked the chart. I think this would be a good short. Right at the range high. Testing the original breakdown point. And all of these blocks right at the range high as well. Targeting the EQ. What can my stop be? Let's say I enter here. Stop here. That's not bad at all. Yeah, target the EQ. It's actually not bad. Alright, I'm glad I checked the chart. Maybe I will take an 88 position. Cool. Well, I'll have my eye on that. Let me delete this. Probably won't need that for a while. Okay. So I'm going to keep my eye on ADA, BCH, and LTC for today. Again, I'm staying patient with my Bitcoin position. I really don't want to rush into anything right now and risk capital for absolutely no reason. So I'll be staying patient. If I see a setup, of course, I'll let everyone know. And I think that's it for today. If you guys have any questions, as always, please feel free to ask.